Cold and flu season is beginning, and many parents have to follow a new set of rules when it comes to treating their children. On the Health Beat this morning, Marissa talks with Dr. Barry Ramo about the best and safest ways to get your family feeling better.
Dr. Ramo, this time of year, sometimes I'll hear my children cough. And as a mother, it's so difficult because you want to do something for them. But should cough syrups be an option?
Well, you know, the FDA has finally come out against giving cough syrup to kids under 2. And actually, the drug companies have come out and said, well, maybe you shouldn't give it to kids under 4. I think those are very good recommendations, but I think that you're stuck when your child is having a cough.
I know.
It's hard to understand why these medications are harmful to kids. One of the problems with some of these medications is they have antihistamines. And if a child's having difficulty breathing already and you give them something that sedates them, there's a potential for a respiratory arrest. So that's why they said kids under 2. But I tell you, I'm really concerned about anybody taking those in terms of whether they're even beneficial.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, do they really work?
No. The fact of the matter is that when you compare a placebo to the active ingredient in the medication, there's virtually no difference. The kids are just as well off when they take the placebo. I know that a lot of parents have told me when we talked about this previously, my kids get better when I give them the cough medicine. I think the fact is that they would get better anyway.
Even if you didn't. So some of the things I do, I sometimes give honey just to coat the throat with a little bit of lemon in it, and that was my grandma's old remedy.
But you know there's scientific data to show that buckwheat honey will decrease the cough and actually will have a little bit of a sedative effect. So if your kid's having trouble staying awake during the night, honey's not a bad idea. The other thing is make sure that they get fluids and they get rest.
Okay.
So when do you call a doctor?
Oh, if it gets to that point where they're not sleeping or eating, that's usually when it's time for me to just...
Right. Well, one of the questions is when do you call if the temperature's high? And what the NIH and the Academy of Pediatrics suggests is that if the temperature's over 101 for a week or 103 for more than 24 hours, you ought to talk to your doctor. But for a low-grade fever, actually the fever may be beneficial, so you don't actually even have to treat if it's about 101. That may help the kid get better.
Okay, because it's fighting off the infection in the body.
Right. The thing that we do not want them to have, though, is aspirin. Aspirin has the potential for anyone under the 18 to produce a rare syndrome called Ray's syndrome, which is a disastrous neurological problem. But if your kids have aches and pains, what are you giving them?
I will sometimes alternate between acetaminophen and ibuprofen.
And that's very good, and that's safe for these kids.
Okay, good. Thanks, Dr. Raymond.